Welcome everybody to another Hangout and Hobby. I'm Richard Siegler, the Unstoppable Destroyer, and this is John Lennon.
The All-Seeing Annihilator.
I mean, this is the dynamic duo. We're in a beautiful paint studio. That's Amir's paint studio. He is our wonderful sponsor. He runs Golden Glow Gaming, our paint sponsor. They are working on a brilliant Drukhari commission, which you can see behind us. Got some Raiders, Sliths. That's really all you need for Drukhari right now.
Raiders and Sliths. Raiders and Sliths. That's the Codex.
That's the
Certainly don't need 30 liquefier racks.
Or the Razor Flail. Succubus. But yes, the Sliths, Nick's favorite model in the entire game. I'm glad that they are amazing now, and he can use them.
Absolutely, I'm happy to see them.
Let us look and see all the people joining us. How's it going, Clown Mode? Hope you were doing well, my friend.
What's up, Clown Mode? Welcome to the party. How are you doing today, Mr. Siegs?
I'm doing quite well. How are you doing, John?
I am fantastic. Painting up some attack bikes, some very loyal servants of the Emperor for my Space Marine collection.
Speaking of loyal servants of the Emperor, my gosh, the Imperium soup. The
Custodes
dreads, the possessed come in, they don't kill either dread, and the gallows just smite those fools out of existence.
Absolutely. I was very happy with how my Dreadnoughts performed yesterday.
So good.
That was, of course, the third game of round one of the Streamhouse RTT.
By far the coolest dreadnoughts in the game.
Oh my god, the latest Dreadnoughts are... The Talmud are pretty dope. They were just old reliable, you know, Blight or Death Shrouds get in front of you, you just mulch them like a banana.
You failed to save your dead.
Yeah, it's like, flat 4, sorry buddy.
We don't deal with -1 here.
No, we do not. Oh, it was beautiful, I think. Beautiful, I say.
And then, speaking of the Imperium once again, what do you have coming up tomorrow, John?
Oh boy, tomorrow we've got yet another Streamhouse RTT game. That is going to be my Dark Angels into Nick's Dark Eldar. It's going to be a really exciting one. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. We've got a lot of guns on the side of the Dark Angels. These attack bikes will probably be in service in that game, as a matter of fact. I'm just trying to get them all cohesive so I don't have to use Nick's attack spikes. Because, you know, who wants to do that anyway, right? I don't want that.
They don't have the best track record on stream.
I mean, you know what? They always do well, but these ones are feeling it. These are going to be the ones that just kill Drukhari boats. Like, heavy bolter, 6 damage, no problem. Multi-melt is just dead boat. Like, don't even bother rolling. We will see how the Sons of the Lion do into Drukhari. Drukhari are, of course, the new hotness, the new menace. Nick's feeling pretty confident. He's feeling pretty confident in those Dark Eldar. We'll see if I can knock them down.
But we do know what one of the semifinal matchups are. It's going to be Nick's sisters versus the Imperium soup, double Imperium. That's what John likes to see.
Absolutely, that actually is what I like to see. We've got.
Was Nick's favorite?
You know what? Nick isn't known to be a bit of a deceiver.
He is a deceiver.
He is a deceiver, and Nick will sometimes lie to us by saying, "I'm a Chaos player."
It looks like the stream is frozen.
Uh-oh.
How do we get around that?
Let us know, people watching, if it looks like our faces are frozen. And as is tradition, a particularly unflattering picture of me. But you know what? At this point, that may not be the freeze. So we'll see about that.
No, it definitely is frozen, so I don't know what's going on with OBS. I could try and switch around the scenes here.
We have a resident tech priest. I will merely hold the scented oils and appease the machine spirit while Richard fixes his problem.
Let's see what we're looking at over here.
I wonder if people can hear us.
I wonder if they can hear us, if it's just
I have not been profaning the Emperor anyway, so of course this is good. But, can people hear you when you're talking?
I'm going to try and play around with some of the settings and see if that works.
Nick hasn't mentioned him. I don't think he's Nick's favorite anymore. It's very unfortunate. I think Nick has given up on good old Fey Weaver.
And that's a real shame because...
Yeah, I know. I mean, you can't expect Nick to have loyalty to the Emperor, but like you'd expect him to have loyalty to something, right?
Sliths.
It's loyalty to the Slith party. If there's one thing, it's got to be the Slith party.
In the meanwhile, there's some other questions. What are the wombo combos Dark Eldar can pull on a person that's never played against them? That's a great question because there's a lot.
Well, I once wrote a 4,000-word essay in high school, and I feel like I could do that literally right now just about Dark Eldar. So, honestly, I don't know if Dark Eldar are like completely things you don't see coming. It's the difference between seeing an avalanche and stopping an avalanche. Dark Eldar, some of the cool combos they have is most of it is around the Cult of Strife, I think. But they also have access to a bunch of Fight First and Incubi. When they charge you, they can roll 2d6 to try to beat your leadership, and if they do, they make you fight. Incubi squad could roll that. So if they charge 3 Incubi squads and Drazarin, it's potentially 4 rolls. And if they have a Grizzly Trophy off of a Raider, that
Grizzly
could be
Trophy.
A Grizzly Trophy.
Not just Trophy, but
not just Trophy, a Grizzly one. That could be an aura of -2 leadership. So suddenly your Space Marines are like leadership like 6 or 7, and then they just have to beat that on a 2d6, and that becomes a lot more easy for them. So they can make you fight last when they charge you. So if they charge on a lot of fronts, it's not bad odds they can make you fight last. They also have a lot of fight twice. Drazzer fights twice, a Master Archon fights twice, and for 2 CP, a Witch Squad can fight twice. Really, really nasty stuff. Everything advance and charge, always good. That's on turn 2 on it.
So I actually think I know what the solution is. I need to go look at the main PC. If you could just hold down the fort for just a second.
All right, you know what?
I'm
painting Dark Angels. This is my objective marker. I will be stubbornly defiant.
I will be right back.
All right, at least they can see Richard on the screen. All right, so monologuing about Dark Eldar. We're going to keep this one going. So many tricks. Covens, I think you'll expect to see liquefier racks, which with Dark Technomancer they can overheat. And then if they roll a 1 to hit, they take mortal wounds. But if they fire a liquefier gun, it doesn't roll a hit, so there's not really going to be many ones there. And that just makes a liquefier gun +1 to wound and +1 damage, which strength 4 AP2 flamer, going to damage 2, going to +1 wound is really good. Oh, hold on. Hey, Rich. Oh, I don't know if I can go tell him. It looks like it's back on. Oh my goodness. And he doesn't even know. He doesn't even... This is tragic, folks. Rich, come back. Nope. Can't even hear me. Alright, so we're going to keep on monologuing until Mr. Richard returns. But... oh man, Dark Eldar. I think it's really an army that you need to play against. If I'm being honest, it's back to normal. Like literally, it went back to normal as you were walking off the screen on the video. I'm like, this is fantastic. But now it's just noise, so you can see me monologuing in full vibrant color.
And you get to see me sneak behind.
Yep, absolutely. This is fantastic. All right.
John does love his monologuing, though.
Dark Eldar, you should play against them, and even if that means getting a buddy, just to play a casual game, before you go to a tournament. I think it really is an army that you need to experience, because reading the rules I don't think gives a full picture, and even watching games will help, though. If you want to check out some of our battle reports, a lot of the tricks are being shown off there, especially our War Room matches. Got to call that out.
And this week in the War Room, we have my updated Tau list versus Nick playing a Drukhari Harlequin soup list, which is very interesting.
Drukhari and Harlequins. Harlequins were not good enough for Mr. Nick Nanavati. You got to bring in the Dark Eldar.
Well, it's funny because he loses advance and charge. That
is a big deal. He also loses the invuln on some of that stuff.
That late game durability that they can have.
Mm-hmm. The 5-up invuln on witches does kind of feel good, and he is giving that up for a clown. I think Nick's the clown. What do you think?
We're going to find out. The airburst unit is going to let him know if he's a clown or not. That thing likes picking up Eldar models. T3 bodies with poor armor saves, perfect. That's what I'm looking for.
Whatever it gets in range of, those Harlequins with the range reduction, that might actually be a little tricky.
Might be tricky.
But then you just shoot the Dark Eldar.
Honestly, he has no guns that I care about.
That's true. You make good points.
And I have 4 Remors this time, and you know what Drukhari don't like? And also Harlequins?
Mortal Wounds?
Mortal Wounds and Flyers.
Those are both good.
Flyers that are durable. But yes, I am going to pop the Mortal Strat this time, and we're going to see how much damage it can do.
I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
All right. John, well done yesterday's game. Is there a way to make a list work without the Galladus Dreads?
I think that a Telemon and then you still do a traditional shield wall, I think that would be very good. I really like the Galladus because more dreads is more better. That's basic math. But I don't think that the Galladus is like the only thing for Custodes by any stretch. You could very easily replace those. I would think the traditional shield wall would be the best replacement if you're dropping the Galladus. But also, I do like Galladus. So go get them.
I like how your Galladus were always extra 3 attacks.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Just no,
I rolled the 2 once. Other than that, 3s.
Yeah, it was 3s.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was heroic.
I mean, the last time I played them, they were all 1s. So in this game, they were all 3s. I'm like, oh, this is so much better. These extra 2 attacks are literally all the difference.
When you're throwing 8 attacks around.
Yeah,
that was real good.
I don't need to spend a pregame command point for an extra attack. Let me just roll some 3s here. No problem. I love that extra D3 attacks is not just on the charge. That was really good. That's kind of what I was expecting it to be, and I was brushing up on the army. I'm like, you know what? This is all the time. This is fantastic. So I was very pleased with my Custodes yesterday. I'm very happy with them. They did me proud.
John, can you give us a little preview of how you intend to deal with sisters with your soup?
Ooh, I think this is going to be a game where I focus a lot more on the defensive stratagems. Manticores are going to be great. I really need to pop the transports of the sisters.
Yep.
That's going to be a very big deal, so I'm going to really focus on killing rhinos and getting sisters on the ground. And once I do that, I'm going to feel pretty good about my outflanking plasma and just my ability to remove sisters equivalent models. The flamers on those Galatas are actually incredible into sisters. They're strength 6. Toughness 3 has no business being alive on my battlefield.
Yeah.
I respect them for their faith in the Emperor, but ultimately, faith in the Emperor is not the same as being a guardian of the Emperor. The Custodes actually hang out with him. It's just not the same. So I think using the defensive strats to weather the pitiful attacks of the Sororitas is going to be very important here. Especially a -1 strength, that Shadowkeeper stratagem is huge. Anything he shoots a Multi-Melta at, we are going to tell him to just wound a little bit worse.
Wounding on 5s is not what Sisters wants.
Wounding on 5s with multiple methods. I mean, you can Miracle Dice your way through that, but even then, you get a few with Miracle Dice, and whatever ones you roll are just not going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Though Nick has been known to perform miracles.
He has been known to perform miracles. That is very true.
What do you think of Phantasm grenade launchers on your Raiders?
They're pretty solid. I always like having one at a minimum. I'm always going to have one or two because what's cool is that it's an assault weapon, so if you advance a Raider, you can still shoot it, and therefore you can do their totally not fire and fade. I don't remember what they call it. I think it's actually printed, this is totally not fire and fade. That's the name of it.
I think so.
I believe that's correct. And then you can get a lot of extra movement that way, so I like having it for that alone. But for the points, chance to do mortals is pretty cute. It's a good 5-point upgrade. I think you could build around it if you were going a little harder into leadership debuffs. So far, I've found that the Grizzly trophies don't actually come up nearly as much as you think, but I also haven't played Dark Eldar into a brick style with like a big Terminator unit where I would think this is the spot where I want Phantasm Grenade launchers. Like do -3 leadership to a Blight Lord unit, shoot all your Phantasm Grenade launchers at them, just let the mortal wounds pile up. Yeah. That would be kind of where that's the best case scenario. And that would be actually a place where like Dark Creed for a leadership debuff would be a very nice Homunculus Coven. And I think if a Dark Technomancer gets nerfed, I think I would go into Dark Creed and I would actually take a lot more of that stuff. But right now I think I'm going heavier into Liquefier, so I don't need the Phantasms for damage. At least I haven't felt that way so far. It's always possible I change my mind after some practice games.
John Deathwatch list. What ideas do you have?
Redemptors, baby. I also actually really like, and I need to put this on the table, I really like the Infernus Heavy Bolter, because it's like a combi flamer that is a heavy bolter and a heavy flamer instead of a bolter and a flamer. And what's nice is that if you move, you shoot a heavy bolter, you're hitting at 4s anyway. Well, if you do split profile of a combi weapon, you're -2 to hit, which I don't actually care about. I'm still hitting on 4, so you can still fire the full heavy flamer and also the heavy bolter profile. So it's just 2 heavy weapons for the price of 1. And yeah, I mean, again, a -1 penalty on the one gun, but you were going to take that if you moved anyway. So I actually really like the Infernus Heavy Flamer, Heavy Bolter, whatever it's called. Although frag cannons are really dope, we are getting this Deathwatch army painted up at some point, and I'm excited to playtest them, but immediate thoughts are that I actually really like Redemptors, because they're core, so they just get a ton of buffs that you just don't get in other chapters, like that automatic 5-up interval that doesn't take up a spell, access to ignore cover, great rerolls as always, some really good strats as well. I'm just generally a fan. I like my Redemptors.
One of the best dreads in the game. First points. Let's see. What's up, Siegs and John Lennon? A very good 1 a.m. in the morning.
What is up?
Nice win versus the Death Guard, John Lennon. How was it battling Mark Perry, doing things very differently?
You know what? I had to stick to my game plan, which was hard because his was so weird. I'm glad I did. It worked out well in the end. And I kind of forced his hand, which made the game look a little less close than it was. I think that if Mark had stuck to his game plan, he would have lost by about 5 points. And he kind of knew that, so he had to go big on his turn 5, and that ended up costing him more points.
Yeah.
But, a close loss is never what you're aiming for, so you got to try it.
Not in single elimination.
No, this was definitely a really good game. I was very surprised by the way he ended up playing it, but it made a lot of sense. And I think if he had gone second, it would have been much harder for me to deal with. Then I would have had to go very aggressive, which is interesting and not necessarily what I would have wanted to do. But glad that the Custodes, especially those magical dreadnoughts, were able to pull it out.
They were just invulnerable.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Possessed? Who? They were possessed by, like, a Fury. Like, not there wasn't a good demon in there. That was like a Fury. Not even a Nurgle one. Just like a Slaanesh Fury. It's like, what are the stats of this thing again? I don't know. It never kills anything. Yeah, okay, fair.
When you don't have to interrupt, then you know.
Yeah, I was like, I can't interrupt. And then I looked at it, I'm like, no, we're good. Go ahead. Keep swinging, buddy. I'm going to have dreadnoughts. Although I did get a little nervous when Typhus just casually landed 6 wounds. I was like, oh, okay, hold on. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen, but all right, let's deal with this.
Also his mortals.
Oh my god.
Six, 6.
It's like, I was like, all right, calm down. What's happening? It's like,
so you do D3s on 6s? Yes, 6s. Here you go.
That's incredible.
If you want to run pure Custodes, but focused on Dread like your current list, what would it look like?
I think, again, I say pure Custodes. If you're willing to put Sisters of Silence in there, I think it really adds a lot. I think having Sisters of Silence and Inquisitor just to have a couple cheaper units to do things with, I think really helps pure Custodes. I think it would honestly look like exactly like what I had, but with you then just start adding Shield Guard and Shield Wall instead of the Guard elements. And maybe you fit another Dread, maybe you don't. I'm not really sure what that actually looks like, but it's probably drop everything in that everything Guard in there and just fill it with a Shield Wall. That would be my guess. I think that would be very good, honestly. I really like my Manticores. And I also like that combined squad.
Consolidated squad.
20 guardsmen. I'm like, all right, screw it. We're going to do this. There's only one way to kill Poxwalkers.
The chat was confused for a little while while you were having 79 attacks coming out of guard squad.
Yeah.
When you pump Vengeance for Katie on them, though, then...
Yeah, I mean, it was 79 shots. I'm like, this is the best I can get. I was actually really hoping I could get close enough to throw some frag grenades. Because then I would...
you can use the strat, right?
Yeah, 1 CP, everyone throws a grenade. I think maybe it's 10 models throw a grenade. But 1 speed, so just 60 attacks. And then I would Vengeance for Katie of that, like, in a heartbeat. It's like, yes, here we go.
Would Richard ever consider modeling his 40k army into a steampunk-style 19th century French army? 100%.
Ooh.
If I played Guard, the Mordians. I really like the Mordians a lot. If they ever got plastic models.
Okay.
They're the ones with the...
Yeah.
They look very 18th, early 19th century.
Yeah, you know what? We should make this happen.
I'm surprised. I would really like to see at least one of the Guard regiments get fleshed out more.
Guard have not gotten, like...
Because they had Vestroians in metal for a while, and that was the newer of the unique sub-factions. Then they added the Lucidian Starstriders and some other...
All that they've done for Guard in the past, 7 years, model-wise, is, here's a Catachan. Like, okay, this is cool. This is a really cool-looking model. Thank you. Here's another one. Okay, that's also a cool-looking model. One more Catachan. You know what? That is a good-looking model. Do any of them have rules? They're all company commanders. Okay. All right.
Do we want to update the base Catachan kit?
Nope.
No.
Oh, dude, if they just did a new plastic Catachan kit that looked remotely like the one that they're doing now, hell yeah. I'd buy that. That looks great. Instead, they look so...
We gotta have Primaris Lieutenants as well.
Oh my god. Guard and Tyranids need some model up. Also, I don't like to admit this out loud, Craftworld Eldar, they could use some love too.
They got Howling Banshees last year, John. Isn't that enough?
You know what? Just the Avatar, actually. I don't want to...
The Avatar and Striking Scorpions.
Yeah, the Avatar and Striking Scorpions, that's what I would like. Striking Scorpions are the best aspect, everyone knows that. Especially Nick. Nick admits that all the time off camera. And then the Avatar Cane. They both need some loving. Speaking
of craft worlds, do you think it's possible to make a good pure craft worlds list that features Wraithseers?
I do actually like Wraithseers a lot. I think it's doable. I don't think it's going to be insanely OP, but Wraithseers are very solid units. I know Mark likes them a lot in Ynnari, although just in general they are still quite useful.
You talking about the D cannons?
Yeah, that would be my initial thought. Just the D cannons for that indirect fire, master crafters, artisans. I think you would pure is hard because obviously you've got some really great ally options in the Eldari pantheon. Look no farther than Sean Naden's recent Clutch City GT winning list. But you can do really good things there. I think you just go really hard into the MSU. And just have really powerful shooting, good indirect. You mostly focus on mortal wounds as your close combat equivalent, I think. And the Wraithseers themselves are decent in close combat. I don't think you need to go dedicated units. You just go MSU fly shooting all over the place. And then just a couple smaller close combat units.
What about 70 Dire Vendors?
No, 0. There are actually 0 Dire Avengers in that list I just described. They're absolutely not. That is unnecessary. I promise.
It looks cool though.
It does. But is that what we're going for?
No, not really. Hey gentlemen, do you have any thoughts on NIDs? I've been rocking your list and dominating. Any chance of running 2x3 warrior squads?
Warriors are really not bad. Just the minimum squad is a little bit cheaper than a Hormigaunt squad. It's easier to hide. So I'm very not opposed to running warriors. For me, I liked the Hormigaunts better just because they're a better screen in a pinch. But I think if I ever cut and I just was like trying to add more stuff, having a couple small warrior blocks would be useful. But if I've already filled my troop slots, honestly, I would actually consider Raveners. Because Raveners are just cheap. It's 20 points for a dude with 5 attacks who moves 12 inches in his infantry.
Yep.
It's like, bottom line, that doesn't suck. But warriors are solid. They're so close to the point where I would take them. They're so close. I think they just need to do a little bit more. They're decent defense for the points. I mean, it's basically a 3-wound intercessor with a 4-up armor save. For essentially the same points. It's close enough at least. So there's something with warriors. I just haven't quite really tried them yet. Because I don't think I just haven't wanted that role filled yet. I really like the faster screens.
Yeah, the durable stuff it's not that durable.
Yeah, it's not so much more durable than Gaunts that I'm like really excited about it. Like this could still die to just weight of bolt guns, and I wouldn't really be shocked.
Mr. Siegs, what are your thoughts on Shadowsun and Tau? I like Farsight for double Monka, but Shadowsun's drones are extremely helpful and has the Pain for crisis blobs. I've tried her before in just a Farsight list and throw her in there in the Supreme Command. The problem is she just doesn't benefit anything. She has a pregame move. She has a forward deploy like stealth suits, which is, that's not bad to have. Because you can have the stealth suits in front, the character behind with her drones, and she can do an action because she's also infantry. Like raise a banner for you. Mm-hmm. Not bad to do that. At the end of the day, though, she's 135 points with the 2 drones, which isn't horrible.
It's a cheap Supreme Commander.
But if I pay 24 points more, I get a Cyclic Ion Commander and Farsight Enclaves, so 1 CP reroll wounds.
Doesn't her drone give reroll 1s or something to hit?
It used to.
Oh, it used to? Oh,
yeah,
it doesn't anymore?
They changed her drones.
That's good. You guys had too many ways to reroll 1s to hit anyway.
Yeah. That one might still do, but I think they completely changed that one. It was used to be pick a target within 12, and it gets to reroll 1s.
Okay.
And then the other drone just gives a 6 of Pain aura.
Not too shabby.
It's basically like having an ethereal, because Farsight Enclaves can't have one in that detachment.
Yeah.
But is it really that worth it? I don't think so. I'd rather just get a Farsight Enclaves to Commander, because Shadowsun also doesn't do that much damage.
No.
Her weapons aren't amazing.
It's 2 fusion rifles, right?
Yeah, you can choose a dispersed fusion or an actual fusion.
I remember
she has a light missile pod.
I remember playing a game against the new Shadowsun right when she came out, I think. I think this is still the old one. But that was our good buddy Richard Martin. And he about it. I actually might not take him because then I'd have to take Blood Angels. But
yeah,
but I would really think
not get
about
too
it.
crazy. Ended up losing to Drukhari with my Custodes this weekend. Can't think of what I did wrong. Dice were, 86, 69, so can't blame that.
It was entirely possible that the dice were not the problem.
How do you step back to re-examine a game like that? So temper your expectations that way. But even if you were playing John's soup list into Drukhari, that's not
it's not easy.
Not easy game. Drukhari just has broken rules right now, and we have to accept that. They've got 3 things that are just straight up broken and should be nerfed.
Only 3.
I'd say 3 that just immediately should have been
that don't need to
FAQ.
be play tested. Yeah, that just needs to go.
So
That.
this is why I had so much fun 2 years into 8th edition, where the game, all the books were out, they were doing regular FAQs. That was just, before the Iron Hands came out, was just one of the best times in 40k period.
Absolutely. That right I think that was the most balanced the game has been.
Yeah, it's such a great place, and I hope we can get back to that. But right now, I think there are just, Drukhari has some broken stuff, and we have to set that until there's an FAQ.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. But if you beat a Drukhari player with a good list, you seriously outplayed them.
Yep.
Pat yourself on the back for that.
There are very few natural hard counters.
Matt O, just the person we wanted to talk to.
Matt
Thank you for
O.
that $5 super chat. Hey, all, just curious if you were working the way they hoped. Great question on core.
I actually would like them to change the core mechanics. And I think for some armies it works and some armies it won't. So the armies that they've done so far, I'm not opposed to any of them having core. I think Admech, Imperial Guard, and Tyranids are the 3 armies that I feel core is not going to function. It can't function the way it currently does. Because Admech, I feel, is so intrinsically tied to their vehicles. And Guard have the same thing. Guard literally have 2 infantry kits in their model line. And you just kind of expect... sure, there's a bunch of units that you build from it. But I really if they just slap core on Imperial Guard and the command squad and special weapon teams, so many of their rules are very unit specific anyway, so I don't feel like Guard need core at all.
Yeah.
I'm guessing what they're going to do is they're going to make Lehman Russ core. Because the Lehman Russ tank should be core for Guard. And that is a hill I'm very willing to die on. And then they'll have tank commanders can issue an order to a core Lehman Russ unit.
But Admech is supposed to be this crazy collection of different units.
Yeah. Because they've got their Skitarii buffs and their priest buffs. I feel like they're also really broken down by their stratagems are all very specific on what they affect. All their rules are. I don't think that Admech's an army is just core units get this. It's no, it's Skitarii unit get this. Their generic stuff the exploding sixes, all those warlord traits, those all
If they
affect vehicles right now. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna look like. So it's really hard to say what that will do for Admech.
Yeah. I think the best example of messing up core is Necrons. That's a disaster.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's because they were the first.
There's 5 units that have core, and there's...
Welcome to GSC levels, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, they benefit from traits. Thank gosh for that.
Yeah.
But there's so many units left out in Necrons that could be a lot better and much more useful, especially the shooting units.
Mm-hmm.
I think destroyers, especially the shooting variants, and some of the vehicles desperately need something to help them out.
Yep.
They could have just given a warlord trait, a good warlord trait that would allow destroyer units within 6 or within 3 to count as core, or you pick one in your command phase to get core. Something like that would have been massively helpful for helping these destroyers, but no.
Even a 1 CP stratagem, pick a destroyer unit
strat,
it gets in your command phase, pick a destroyer unit, it gains the core keyword.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be everything, but flexible ways to help these different units, I would really like to see that.
So far, they haven't done anything that manipulates who gets core. We haven't seen any give a unit core.
Yeah, no 6-inch aura.
And I'm guessing they want us to get used to core before they introduce mechanics like that, but it's got to come eventually.
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
Just this was the addition for OBSEC auras.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a lot of OBSEC.
Unfortunately, Admex is locked to a awful specialist
Yeah.
detachment.
But for all we know, there'll be something coming.
I doubt it.
Yeah, me too. But, hey, you never know. They could give them
They have written rules where they wrote a rule and it's good, but it's locked behind a bunch of stuff, and then it's just easily accessible.
Yep, just like a minute later, it's like, interesting.
It's like, okay. Don't mind if I do. Now, Matt, we also have, thank you so much for your super chat, we also have a question for you. You requested Pure Cult of Strife led by Lelith into John playing Monster Mash Tyranids.
Mm-hmm.
We are still waiting for the rest of the Drukhari Commission to come in particular all the Witch Cult stuff. So if you don't mind waiting, say, an extra week or two for us to
Probably
get that
like
stuff.
early May instead of late April.
Yeah, early May. If you were okay with us waiting for your sub match,
We would have a lot more stuff.
we would get to play more things, also nicely painted.
Yes. So if that's okay with you, let us know. But we've got Hellions, we've got more witches, we've got Lilith herself that are all with the painter, but are probably not going to be here by the end of April.
Yeah.
So just want to let you know, see if you're okay with that. We could always, do something else, or we could.
If it's time sensitive for you, we can do anything else.
Whatever is best for you.
Or we can just run it and it won't be quite exactly what you want, which
Yeah.
I think is really cool.
Yeah, I do like that idea. You know what? I will run all of the monsters into Nick's Switch Cult. I'm happy to do this one because I think that's awesome.
Are we gonna get the Toxicrene?
My goal is to run at least one of every Tyranid monster I own.
Okay.
So that does not include the
Toxicrene.
Toxicrene. but I'm gonna try putting tyrants, like an actual hive tyrant.
What about Tyrant Guard?
If I had any, actually, I actually don't have any tyrant card. I just have a bunch of hive card. And then I was thinking Exocrine, and I was gonna put card effects in the list too. God help me.
Old One Eye?
You know what? Old One Eye could make an appearance. Old One Eye versus Lilith. That would be a good match right there. I think Old One Eye could win that.
A Swarm Lord. Alright. Recently played against Pure Guard, but 2 Deathcore Krieg Engineer squads and Chimeras. They look
my
really
god,
awesome.
I love them so much.
Poison Grenades, thoughts on incorporating them into Imperium?
I think they're absolutely fantastic. The Death Corps Engineers, for anyone who's curious, by the way, they have what is it, like an acid bomb? It's like a
It's a bomb you don't
poison.
want to get by.
No, it's not a bomb you want to get by. It's a poison grenade that is AP2. So it's like a frag grenade that's AP2 and poisoned. And it's just a grenade, so you can just use the Grenadier strat, just 1 CP, throw 10 grenades from a squad. And it's 6-inch range. So this is not something you just deep strike and throw at someone. And there's no ways to extend the range past 6 inches to my knowledge. But if you are a particularly spicy person who could run them in a Chimera and just find something to hit, these things will obliterate your Light Lord Terminators, that kind of stuff. It will obliterate that. It's adorable. Because they're blast weapons still. You can get a ton of hits out of these things. They're just very good. Also, like a Magnus Mortarian, I'm pretty sure that squad will average kill Magnus. Just run up next to him and be like, surprise, remember Cadia? Boom.
What is this, an 80-point squad?
Yeah, it's about 80 points.
Yeah.
It's adorable. Now, it's terrible against vehicles. Doesn't really work well against Titanic stuff. But it's just a nice little hit squad.
Would you try and get this into an Imperium list?
I think if I had a Death Corps of Krieg, like Death Rider stuff, I think I might actually try to leverage that in. It's very hard to fit into a guard list the same way as the cavalry because it kind of eats up its own detachment. If you get past that and you get it in its own detachment, then I think you do take that as well as the horses. I love the Death Corps Krieg stuff. I think it's just really, really cool. I have played against those engineers. They utterly demolished a chaplain. Oh my god, was he dead. He's like a bike chaplain. This transhuman, nothing mattered. I got obliterated. It's like, oof, wow. He took 14 damage at the end of that. And I was like, that was without any rerolls. It's like, oof, this sucks.
What's a good way to find tournaments I can attend? I picked up the pairings app. Anything else I should keep an eye on?
I know Frontline Gaming posts a lot of events on their website.
Yeah, they have a running list.
The Best Coast Pairings app is definitely a good thing to have. As well, I would just say try to find local Facebook groups, depending on where you are.
Yep.
Find Facebook groups for the surrounding areas. And as you find events and go to them, ask people where... I always ask my opponents where they're from if I haven't met them before. And if someone's from an hour or two away, say, what gaming stores are over there? Go find them on Facebook. Add those groups.
Yep. Pretty much every local store kind of has a.
Almost every local store or community has a group of some
Yep.
kind. That's where tournaments get posted.
Yeah, sometimes it's like the Jacksonville area players.
Exactly.
They have their own.
Yep, there's a Facebook group for that. I joined that, and then someone posted in that group about a tournament in St. Augustine. And then I found out there's a tournament in St. Augustine. I went and found that group. You just network your way through social media if you have a Facebook, and that is a great way to do it besides just BCP. Although BCP is quite useful.
Got Punkbox enjoying that Siegwald picture.
Oh, Siegwald the Magnificent.
Siegwald the Magnificent.
Can we make that like a background that like cycles through here?
We could make it a background.
I think
here.
we should. Richard, make it happen. You know you want to.
In all my majesty.
Siegwald.
John, what are your top choices for Deathwatch HQs?
I still love the Watchmaster, honestly. I love the Primaris Librarian's like just mandatory.
They have great psyche powers.
I'm sorry.
That gold.
Primaris Librarian is not mandatory. A librarian of some flavor is mandatory, and I happen to like the Primaris one. There's so much good stuff there, really. I think the Tech Marine is my third choice. Just because I like Dreadnoughts a lot. The Tech Marine is actually really cool. And the Tech Marine is, in my opinion, highly underrated. Like, he just does work.
He killed Drazar.
He did kill Drazar. Never forget that Tech Marine. Like, I just think that no one was taking a Primaris Tech Marine because who wants a Tech Marine? But, like, compared to a normal Tech Marine, they gave him, like, 3 extra attacks. They gave him a pretty decent gun and extra wound. The Master of the Forge stuff is actually quite solid. They gave him that new ability to just give something +1 to hit. That was just a free thing that they threw in there that no one was really using. And suddenly it's like, oh, this is good. This is actually good.
That's definitely an unusual choice, though.
Yeah, the Primaris Tech Marine is like actually one of my favorite HQ choices in Space Marines right now. He makes it into the majority of my list just because I love the Dreadnought so much. And man, if you thought healing 3 wounds a turn on an Apothecary was annoying, wait till you heal 3 wounds a turn on a Dreadnought. Like, that is a major pain. Honestly, I don't do this, but in Deathwatch you could do the really adorable thing of like making him like an Iron Hands guy and giving him a Warlord trait so that he heals 4 wounds a turn. It's like, that's not necessary, but I kind of want to do it anyway.
In a 5 Dread Iron Hand list, is a Libby with the Fortress worth more than the second Tech Marine?
Ooh, depending on what those Dreadnoughts are, yes. I actually really like the Iron Hand Librarian in general because he's so good at buffing their infantry with Steel Armor. I think one of the strengths of Iron Hands is not just the Dreadnoughts, although the Dreadnoughts are very good. It's also their ability to take a 1-up Terminator unit and turn it into a 0-up Terminator unit. Because that 0, suddenly ignoring AP2 on Terminators really changes the math on actually a lot of Drukhari stuff. And that's important to me because I have strong feelings about Drukhari. Very strong feelings. It also gets you to that point where you ignore AP3 if you have cover. Not ignore it, but you get 2-up saves against AP3. And that's very potent.
Do you think we'll be seeing Iron Hands from you anytime soon?
Nick and I were actually talking about it. Nick actually wanted to try at Iron Hands. So if Nick wants it, I may let him have it. But otherwise, that's definitely an army that I would like to play at a YouTube game sometime. I really want to just keep trying all these different Space Marine stuff. I really want to play more Ultramarines, and I think they actually snuck onto the schedule for a future game.
I got them on there, John.
We will see when we can get that shown off, because I love my Ultramarines.
What kind of reasonable fixes for the Drukhari book?
All right. Monologue time. You asked for it, buckle in. 1. Competitive edge. I would like it to be completely rewritten, but I will accept either a maximum number of attacks or make an additional hit roll, not an extra attack when she does her thing. That cuts the extra attack she makes in half. And it's still the best Warlord trait available by a country mile, but I will accept it. Even though it's so annoying. I really hate it so much. 2. This is a small one, but I just don't like the way they worded it. Change the detachments so that everything in a detachment has to have X keyword for X keyword to benefit. So if you've got a Blackheart detachment, right now and you put a rack squad in it, the Blackheart stuff still gets their free reroll and their +1 leadership, and I think that's stupid. They're rewarded for taking 3 patrols. This is how you get multiple factions in. No problem, fine. This is a mechanic for them. Make that. Just take away that stuff. I don't want to have a Blackheart patrol and a Cult of Strife patrol and a Red Grief patrol, and then in my Blackheart patrol I put Dark Technomancer units. Like, stop. Just stop. Like, no more than 3 sub-factions, 1 in each detachment. Just take 3 detachments and be happy. Don't mix sub-factions and still get bonuses. I hate that. Next up, because boy am I not done. If you take 3 patrols, start at 12 command points. Most people start at 8. Be happy starting at 12. Don't start at 14. And then I'll say finally, because this is what I want for to happen in the next couple weeks. We may need more after this. I think Dark Technomancer should go back to activating on a 1 to wound. So there is a downside for firing a liquefire gun. That's it.
All right. I think those are all pretty reasonable to start with.
That's 4 things. None of them are individually breaking the game except maybe the Succubus. But I think that the combined power of those 4, like, just 2 less command points. Rackfires are a little bit less broken. No one's mixing detachments inside. They're already getting free 3 detachment army. And then the Succubus is obvious. I don't think anyone's going to argue with me on that.
Hey guys, John loving the Custodes list. Are you still happy with the offensive power of the Galidus compared to the Achilles?
Yep, those extra attacks are magical. I love it. I was very, very pleased with how the Galidus did. If you haven't watched that game, I don't want to drop any spoilers, but the Galidus did work. Heroes of the Imperium. You know what? I actually kind of do want to drop spoilers. What do you think?
Sure.
All right. Galidus kill possessed. No problem. Typhus, get out of here. Possessed unit, gone. Like, even, what was it? Oh, it's the Death Shroud unit. Death Shroud unit, picked up the survivors, no problem. Loved that. Just everything about that was great.
Yeah, the Possessed came into Dreadnoughts expecting Dreadnoughts to go.
I was like, I still got CP left. Like, you're not rerolling anything.
Yeah,
I'll reroll. Don't mind if I do.
Range of Arch Contaminator. Are you?
It's like, you can be if you want, but I'm just
CP.
Yep. He's like, oh, he's out of range, and he's like, all right, I'm going to stretch back. And I'm like, just so you know, I'm going to turn off these rerolls. He's like, all right, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm like, okay. Well, no.
What would be the best loadout for a Dread to use March of the Ancients on?
March of the Ancients, I would say, since that's the Iron Hands one, I would say you go a Relic Contemptor Dreadnought with double Volkite and a Cyclone Missile Launcher. Buy him a Warlord trait where every 6 to hit is an additional trait. Is an additional hit.
Yeah.
That is money right there. That is solid freaking gold. Honestly, that's an ally if you really want it. Like, you can soup the heck out of that. Like, Dark Angels don't need a Super Doctrine. Throw a patrol in. You've got March of the Ancients boy over here. No problem. Put that behind a Deathwing squad with 3 Talon Masters. I'm not scared of Drukhari.
Matto says that is fine. He's in no rush. Was going to do Sisters and Drukhari at first, but already did that one.
You know, we could do it again. We could do it again if you want, and then we could do that next week. Or next month, I should say. Whatever works for you. Otherwise, we will make it happen.
But I'm looking forward to seeing if this Lilith can bring down the beasts, or if the beasts
will be the masters.
The arena.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my arena now. They were too concerned with whether or not they could. The scientists never stopped to think about whether or not they should.
Those Tyranid monsters are no joke.
Oh yeah, there will be Democarons. Like, bottom line. Democaron's going to eat Lilith.
Is there going to be the shooty ones?
There'll be
Heradules?
There'll be some. I'll probably put 1 Heradule in. Like, I'm just going to do monsters. Like, this is just monster mash. Like, I'll do it'll probably be like 9 Rippers for troops. And we'll just roll from there.
Oh yes, my favorite hobby hangout on live stream. So much better than GW's Warhammer TV Twitch live stream.
Well, we appreciate that.
Those guys are awesome, though. They are a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But talking competitive 40K is not happening on there.
No.
But they do a lot of other things really well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fun personalities. We've actually met some of the GW teams.
Absolutely, they're all
at
good
the
guys.
big events. Can you explain the benefits of the successors over founding chapters? Seems like 6 of Feel No Pain is more valuable than a single hit roll per unit.
Generally, I would agree with that. Actually, I prefer pure Iron Hands right now to successors. The main benefit, I think, of successors is actually the combat buffs. Master Artisans is not something I normally want unless I'm taking some non-core units, like in Victor War Suits where I really want to reroll. But, yeah, I would actually say I'd actually rather be pure and get that 6 of Feel No Pain.
Yeah.
Which is awkward because you're probably still taking Apothecary anyway. But if you go Dread Heavy, you may not take an Apothecary. And then, get a 6 of Feel No Pain on those infantry without having an Apothecary nearby. Iron Hand successors used to be really popular back when you do MSU, Master Artisans, and like stealthy spam, and that was exceptionally powerful, but I don't think that's the way moving forward.
Not with the nerf to the...
Yeah, and it's not bad, but I would just rather focus on the defense, because I'm Iron Hands, or give myself a lot of combat buffs, and that would be a situation where I do like Whirlwind of Rage and Born Heroes?
Yeah, Born Heroes.
And just get +1 to hit and exploding 6s in combat, and just make a shooting army, and just, when in doubt, strap on a chainsword and have a bunch of attacks. And other than that, I'd focus on like shooting army. Because you can just do a lot of stuff with that.
By the way, are you guys classified as playtesters? Nope, we are not playtesters.
That's a big
whatsoever.
negative.
We don't get anything in advance from Games Workshop.
Matter of fact, we don't.
So we can be
A lot of people assume that I do. I
do
do a lot of client calls like, so can you tell me anything about the new Sisters Codex? I'm like, I can tell you that there's 5 plastic kits that they've shown me, and they've shown everyone else. It's on their website. That's all I got.
Yep.
I would love, trust me, I wish I knew more, but nope.
Nope. We don't have any inside knowledge, but we are the first to put it to the real test.
Absolutely, we do try.
We try.
We do try to break these things as soon as they come out.
We spam games as soon as we get those.
Oh my god, yeah, like
those leaks come out.
Like those were leaks like drop like Saturday morning for
Drukhari.
And I'm like, yeah, let me just play 2 games on Saturday. Oh my god, what have they done?
This is broken.
Like this is bad. This is all bad.
Adam says we are doing a Math Hammer session on how to fix Drukhari on Friday in the War Room, led by Adam.
Oh my goodness.
I assume Brad Chester or Scary are helping out there.
Oh, it's Brad Chester, don't even lie.
It's Brad Chester. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
They do need fixes. I think we're all in agreement on that. Nick
much.
might still be living in Fantasyland.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's from the... Yeah,
perfect.
Go ahead.
Black Templar is great for everything. I just tear none of these.
Oh, these are from over here.
Yep. I think I have some Black Templar over there, but I don't want to get up. Nick is definitely living in Fantasyland.
Now that you've played it, what did you think of the Terminus S Assault Force?
Better than I was expecting. I still think it has some weaknesses.
Those Volkite Contemptors add so much.
They do. The complete, just disregard for ranged warfare that I was able to have was like, it was nice. Like, I was just, like, floating around Manticores, just like,
They're just out in the open.
Yeah, like, I'll just...
They'll use the +1 to hit when they need to.
Yeah, it's like, let me see. Yeah, I've got enough command points. I'll just jink. Oh, that was great. Popping the +1 to hit and just, like, roasting 9 Poxwalkers. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is good. I like this a lot.
If you wanted to put a Land Raider Achilles in a Blood Angel list, how would it look?
Red. Okay. God, Land Raider Achilles, memory tells me that it has 2 twin multi-meltas on the sponsons, and then it can replace them for Volkites in the Horus Harris, but I don't think it can in 40k. And it has like a quad mortar on the top, something like that. And I think its transport capacity is like 6 models, which is the part that makes me very sad. You know what? We're gonna be crazy. Sanguinary Priest inside, and 5 Vanguard Veterans without jump packs. I don't know why you have those, but I don't know what else to put in there. Company Veterans? Like, what else goes in there? You could
put a unit of Company Vets in there with the Storm Shields.
Yeah, a couple.
And then they protect the character, because he can walk out.
See, they can get out, too. I love Land Raider Achilles. I just, genuinely, I don't know what goes inside. Because, like... It holds 6 models, Terminators count as 2, so there's no Terminator units that will fit in there. Primaries don't fit in there. I guess Servitors can go inside. I'm just trying to think, like, what manlet units...
Can they?
I don't know. Like,
or it might only be chapter units.
Servitors are chapter.
They're chapter?
Hell yeah, they are.
They just don't get...
They don't get chapter tactics. But you can use a bunch of strats on them. It's like... Like, I don't know. I really haven't used the offensive part of it. The servitors just sit behind a wall, and I know that their T4 4-up armor never die when they should. People fail smites when their servitors in the way. That's all I know. I don't know what you can really use the transport capacity on a Land Raider for, but you can give it Might of Heroes and throw it at someone, and I like that a lot. Have a Tech Marine, give him +1 to hit. Have a Land Raider Achilles, Primaris Tech Marine, 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, Librarian, Might of Heroes, make that guy toughness 9, +1 to hit, push. It has an indirect gun. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many points is it?
Do you want me to guess?
Yeah.
We're going to look in a second. I'm going to guess a Land Raider Achilles is 360.
My gosh.
That's an estimate. I don't know.
And we found out the regular
Land Raider was 300. We have many Land Raider adventures on this.
Can you wait for the Forge World one to be cheaper?
I would take it. Like, it's. I recall it being really good. Oh no, I think it's like 18 wounds. Hold on. I think it has extra wounds, and I remember like reading it being really sad. We're gonna. Oh, where's this thing? Nope. Yes. All right. Points. Come on, buddy. Dun 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 dun. Dun. This has got to be heavy support, right?
Yeah.
Land Raider Achilles 320.
Barely more than.
I'm not even mad. Hold on. All right. Let's reread this.
Do you have to pay for any extra weapons on it?
You can, but no, that's including all
That's
weapons.
included? Okay.
All of the default ones. Okay. Is this just a Land Raider with a...
Are we gonna get to see John run a Land Raider on stream?
You know what?
Flash Terrors.
I remember looking at it before, and I really wanted to, but I decided to save the money. Where are you, Land Raider? Come on. Land Raider Achilles. All right, here we go. No, it's still 16 wounds in a good spot. 2-up armor, TA. Again, make it toughness 9, you're good. Oh, that's with the twin Volkites, and it can replace them with multi-meltas. That's the... Okay, so the twin Volkites are... So it's literally just a Volkite Dread. It's a Volkite Dread that's Land Raider. Now I need to check and see how much those...
multi-meltas are?
How much those multi-meltas are. Oh boy. This is... I'm suddenly nervous. Come on, buddy. Just stay with me. Don't... Oh, +20. So with the multi-meltas, it's 360. I am so sad that I'm right. Dang it. So it's either a Volkite Dread for twice the points, or it's a 360-point multi-melta.
Or it's several multi-melta tactics.
You know what? I think you make it Iron Hands, and you keep the Volkites, and you 1 CP put into Dev Doctrine every turn, +1 to hit from something. It heals a lot.
Pharos is
you
insane.
Ironstone it. Like, screw it. Like, we're making it work. Volkites.
All right.
Website, I'll buy and paint it. I don't know how much that is. I don't know if it's in stock, but well, you're implying that we do think that. I am a better player. It's a well-known fact. I care the most about the things that don't matter. And that's not a great thing to be proud of, but I'll say it out loud.
I will say that when there is a 9 or 10 round event, I am undefeated.
Shut up.
Right, John?
You are. I think I have a better record than you in 5 rounders. 9 rounders, though? Nope, you got me.
Nope.
You're like 27-0.
Siegler wins the big ones.
That's... When it comes down clutch, I will count on Siegler to pull a win.
Team events, too.
I have never lost a round where Siegler was on my team. I've never seen Siegler lose a round where I paired him into something. Yeah, when you tell Siegler, like, hey, just don't worry about the one thing that might hard counter you, done. Like, done. It's
money in the bank.
Money in the bank. Siegler will take home.
I am not sure what's going on with it. Maybe we've loaded too much into the background here on the slideshow. Play around with that. Could be that Nick's computer is dying.
That's another
also
option.
Possible because I'm seeing CPU at 76%, which is not good.
Ruh-roh.
So, yep, there's options here. But we are working on getting
Choose
an
your
actual
own adventure.
stream PC.
I honestly don't even know if I'd want to be a playtester.
Well, yeah, that's different. But
Yeah.
let's get preview copies. That'd be awesome.
That would be nice, yes.
So that we can give you the hot takes ASAP.
I would love that for us.
But playtesting is a lot of work for not much reward. Mm-hmm. And not being listened to when you get detailed feedback would be annoying.
I wouldn't do that, yeah.
Yeah. Because, John and I would actually... All the
Here's the changes. We could have told these problems like last summer for Dark Elder. Like, we would not have needed to wait till right now to figure out that 42 attacks from a succubus is bad.
What changes are you hoping for in the new Admech and Sisters books? So for Admech, I would love to see Canticles updated so that most of them are useful.
Yep. Sisters changes, I would like absolutely nothing at all. Thank you. Add 5 data sheets and give me the book. I would really like this to be a Chaos Space Marine 2.0 Codex. The Chaos Space Marine players are going to be bad at me because they didn't want that, and they got it. But that is what I would like.
So this is already a great book. They can really only go down.
I mean, they could go up.
They could go up.
They could be Dark Elder.
They would be silly. They'd be better.
I hope that they don't go up. I would like them to stay. I would like them to side grade into new interesting directions. But Sisters have a ton of interesting stuff as is, so I'm not mad about their current.
I would like to see Blood Rose toned down, and other things toned up.
I would like to see. I honestly want them to stay. I want Bloody Rose to stay the same, and I want other things brought to level. I don't think that Sisters are oppressive. I think they're very.
I also think multi-melted Retributors need to go up.
In points, yeah.
Multi-melters are too cheap. They should have gone up in points when they got the stat change.
Maybe they changed the cherub.
The cherub 5 points is silly. Double shoot a weapon.
Maybe I think they keep it the same and they change what the cherub does. Or maybe they just make it 1 cherub per squad instead of 2. Maybe you can't use both cherubs in the same turn. Like, that's something.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a 5-point I get to shoot this model again.
No, 5 points, here's a multi-mel. It's like, crap. Like, no. Okay, this sucks.
No.
I think you shouldn't be able to use 2 cherubs in 1 turn. I think you can only use 1 cherub turn.
Or if you pop the cherubs that turn, you couldn't use Miracle Dice on the activate on the sequence. Something like that. If they keep it at 5 points.
Yeah. I don't mind a little nerfs here and there. I'm optimistic about Sisters. They're beautiful plastic kits. I think they finally understand what they want Sisters to be as an army, and it is beautiful. I love the Sisters Codex we have right now. It's genuinely, I think, the best Codex GW has ever made, pending the current Dark Elder Codex, which I think is better, but that's not great for everyone else. I love the current Sisters Codex, so I'm not looking for much in changes. Just little refinements here and there, tweaks more than changes, and add new stuff, and I'm very happy.
For Admech, is just the Forge Worlds need updated, the Canticles need updating, and then I hope that Core doesn't just nuke the army.
Admech has plenty of good stuff, so there's plenty of good options.
But if Core is like five units, just like the Skitarii and the Cataphrons, that's going to be not awesome.
Yep.
So we'll see. Well, I was hoping we get to see more Admech stuff previewed today.
Yeah, I hope that they rein in the extreme Admech stuff and then raise the floor.
Yeah.
That would be...
I think their melee units need something extra.
Absolutely. Raise that up as well.
The Razor Flails and the... Not the Razor Flails, the Razor Cords and the Transonic Blades are all getting AP.
Okay.
AP2, AP3.
That's a great start.
So that helps. Because they already have volume of attacks. I would have loved to see Folk Rights get an extra attack, but it looks like they're staying at 2 based on the box. But everything else seems good. It's just hopefully Core isn't overly restrictive. Hopefully they don't go Necron's route.
Yeah, I hope not as well.
But if they get updated canicles and updated forge rolls that are much better, and then if they take away... I assume that the warlord traits, the special ones, just disappear.
I would assume the same.
I expect they're gone. So
I will not be mad.
I don't expect divinations of the Magos to survive.
Good.
But buffs elsewhere. I don't want one power thing.
Yep.
That's just silly. I don't like mandatory choices. I like 3 or 4 that you pick from.
Yeah.
And these are all good, but it's based on what list you type.
Like Cult of Strife is 7 times better than the next Switch Cult.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll take Cult of Strife.
I don't like that. Do you think Dread... Because that makes the mirror matchups more interesting, too, when there's 3 or 4 styles that are
exactly.
viable.
Yep. It just makes the game deeper.
Yep. Do you think the Dread Heavy Iron Hands has a better chance against Dark Eldar than some of the other chapters?
Yes. I think you do want a nice Terminator brick in there, though. Because an Iron Hands Terminator squad might actually survive a Dark Eldar turn. And that is a hot commodity right now. But basically ignoring AP 2 and 3 for shooting means that you can get charged by witches and survive. Means you can get charged by incubi and not auto die as well, because you still get 3 up saves against their Clivexes. You're much tougher into the shooting. Liquefier guns will not kill 2 up save Terminators. Not that great Dreadnoughts either. Good Overwatch potential on the Dreadnoughts. Helps a lot. Obviously, they can ignore, but it's only one thing a turn.
Yep.
And witches aren't great at killing the Dreadnoughts.
No.
So I think Iron Hands might actually have one of the best matchups, potentially. Which is a weird thing to say out loud. Yeah. Of the Marines. Of the Marines. I don't know if it's enough, but it's something I'm willing to try. And I'll do it for the Emperor.
Do you think you will add a second Relic Contemptor to your White Scars list?
I did buy a second Relic Contemptor, yes. I don't know if it'll make it into the final cut, but it definitely did enough work that I'm going to try it. And we'll see how it works from there. What
do you think of adding more Seraphim, Zephyrim, and even Dominions into a Sisters list to help against Drukhari?
I love Seraphim. I love Hand Flamer Seraphim into Drukhari. I think they're fantastic. So, kill cheap screening units and then let other Deep Strikers arrive. They're just great. So, fully endorse that. I already have my Seraphim painted, but if I were to play Sisters right now, and I've really been holding off because I'm just expecting new Sisters Codex with all these plastic kits, and I painted some of my backlog, but I haven't been playing them. If I were to write a list right now, I would have 10 Seraphim in it as a starting point.
What do you think about Drukhari Technomancer detachment with 3 units of Racks, Liquefiers, 5 Raiders, Disintegrator Cannons, and 2 units of Scourges with Dark Lances?
That is good.
Yeah.
I don't think the Scourges are necessary. I think that they're just better platforms for getting that kind of firepower in, like Blast or Trueborn, than the Scourges. But that does sound really good. I think there's a strong argument to be made between Cabals and Technomancer for the Raiders. The biggest thing is losing access to lightning fast reflexes because you're Homunculus Coven on those transports. That can matter a lot, but the damage output is not insignificant at all. So I'm not opposed to whichever way you want to run it. Nope, that sounds really strong. No arguments.
Lyle missed our answers. John said that he puts more effort into the 5-round GTs.
No, I put more effort in general, like right now.
In general.
I'm better than you right now because there's no big events that you're going to, and I just care more about random stuff.
Yeah.
If Richard was devoted, if LVO was coming up, no guarantees that I would be better than Richard. But right now, I will say it, that putting in more effort is enough when we're really close on the skill gap. It's who's actually trying. Richard's waiting on a Drukhari nerf, and I have to go to Terminus. Or AdMech.
Comes out.
You've got things coming up, but I'm trying to play for now. And it's not because I'm better than Richard. I think we're very, very close in skill.
Yep.
But when you're really close in skill, if one person's trying and the other's not, usually that's enough. We'll see as soon as Richard starts going to tournaments, we're going to have to resettle things. Hopefully at the tournaments, and ideally not round 2.
Ideally not round 2. We had a streak where we'd play round 2.
Yeah. Which is just the worst.
It's like you didn't.
It's like why do I play Richard Siegler day 1 of it? Like, this is stupid. I don't want that. Like we had that was early on too. It was like man, I'm used to my first 2 rounds being easy. It's like round 2 Richard
day
Siegler.
Day 1 just overall is
day 1's supposed to be easy, and then round 2 is Richard Siegler. I'm like, son of a. God, I gotta beat this guy.
At least it wasn't our good friend Ruben Fernandez, who was a...
He has a round 1 problem.
He has a round 1 problem. Brandon Grant, undefeated at SoCal.
And then Sean Naden is like, son of
Sean Naden, round 1 pro tabletop.
It's like, sorry, buddy.
Can't get harder round 1.
Cannot get a break.
Hey guys, nice game yesterday. Nice last turn for John. It was like everything was planned. One question: I'm thinking of signing into podcast plan for the War Room. Does it include the previous podcasts? That is a great question. I believe it does. I believe you get access to
all of the previous questions. I know that we're in the process. So I'm actually I don't do much of the podcast either. So this is a great Nick question, but unfortunately, it's not in the house right now. I'm 90% sure yes, and I'm 100% sure it will in the future. I think we're transitioning platforms right now, and I don't know if we've gotten all. Yeah. Do not disrespect my Land Raider Achilles.
Hey, we've got Grim Dark Australia with a fundamentally what Tau need is a redesign of the vast majority of their units. There in their units. The other thing is John's frozen face is amazing.
Nope, it's always bad. All the time. It's incredible, really.
Tau?
Tau? There you go. That's perfect.
We'll get this sorted out for tomorrow, so sorry everybody, but hopefully you can still hear us.
Yep.
But
I know what I want for Tau.
To continue with the Tau stuff, I think Markolites need a fundamental redesign.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be something that supports the army consistently, not something that you want to avoid in your list building because it's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's awful. The SEPs are all going to be updated, so I expect most of them are pretty darn poor.
They're pretty bad, yeah.
Comparative. So the fact that you win any games with Tau is amazing. But I would like to see Savior Protocols, Markolites, and then their SEPs just getting buffs. And even if the data sheets and points remain roughly the same, I think those will elevate armies significantly.
I think Tau should have a 6-inch aura of core can shoot and then move. But the only core unit is the Krutox Rider.
The Krutox Riders?
Crew. Just Crew.
All Kroot or Krutox Riders?
Krutox Riders, Kroot, and Kroot Hounds should be core.
What about the Shaper? Back.
Core.
Core. Good enough spot.
Yep.
Their vehicles need extra help.
They do. They really do.
They need extra help. So, whatever that is, you can buy shield generators for them, give them extra defense.
I think they just cost a little too much.
But they'd have to cost... They need the weapons increase on their... that a lot of other factions are getting, and a points decrease.
I imagine they'll get both, honestly.
So, we'll see. They have been very stingy with the points decreases for the Tau vehicles. Though.
How much is a hammer?
It's like 175 or something.
If it was like 150 and his gun went to like D3 plus 3 damage?
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
Something like that.
Maybe give it like an extra wound. How many wounds is it? Like 12?
It's 13.
It's 13. Look at it.
13.
That's impressive.
It's not less than 12.
Yeah.
There's no Razorback situation going on here.
No?
But Sky Rays have the same marker light problem. Like the Seeker missiles just need to be better.
Yeah,
they need 1 CP. They get some Seeker missile amount back.
You know what needs that? The Death Strike for Imperial Guard. 1 CP. That'll get vexed.
Does Seeks think that chemicals could turn into something like Necron command protocols, coming off as an aura from the tech priests?
That would actually be cool.
It could.
I wouldn't even be mad about that.
I could definitely see that being. You're within 6 of a tech priest model, you get access to certain canicals. And then they could have stratagems to manipulate the various, how many canicals and which ones. That would be really cool. I am not against that whatsoever. But that would mean they get something else army-wide as their faction trait.
Yeah, we'll see what they get. I could see there's lots of room for rules in AdMech. AdMech have so many unique things. There's so many directions they could take that faction. I'm excited to see what it will actually be.
Will they get broken secondaries or not?
Drukhari didn't.
Drukhari didn't.
And that's the only thing saving us.
Yep.
And even then, it's not great.
It's not enough. Do you guys know if you've discussed, but thoughts on the OBSEC Tsunami Necron list that went 5-0 with a Reanimator at RatCon?
That's all you see.
I have not looked at it because it's on this magical thing called Down Under Pairings, which I don't regularly check.
Well, I will save you there. It was put on Goonhammer this morning.
Put on Goonhammer. Perfect.
Put on Goonhammer in their meta updates.
We're going to bring up Goonhammer.
Goonhammer, why did you not talk about my Demikaran list? Please.
It's not allowed.
Nah, they do all their meta reviews, and they never did my Demikaran list. I was a little bit sad. Like, oh, Tyranids, give us some love, please.
All right, where is it? Competitive Innovations, RatCon 2021.
Boom, there you go. What is this Necron list, and why does it have a Reanimator? Siegler?
We're going to break it down right now. All right, so Relentlessly Expansionist, OBSEC as well. Got some Crypto Thralls.
You know what? I love that.
Chronomancer. It's got the counter-temporal nanomines, prevent things from having their advance and charge rolls. Mm-hmm. We've got Entropic Lance, of course, the Technomancer with the Voltaic Staff, a little bit extra immortals if you want to use that strat, and decent amount of range damage. Then, those are Dynastic Advisors. Then it's Chronomancer, Veil of Darkness on 1, the Hypermaterial Ablator for counting as in cover on a unit for the other Chronomancer. So this is already triple Chronomancer with a Technomancer, and then an Overlord who has the Void Scythe, and he has reroll wounds, so he's a more combat one, but he has the but he actually went with the Relic Orb on, so 4 ups on reanimations once per game. Then 20 warriors, all with the Gauss Reapers. Then we got a Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
Spiders, Canoptic Spiders, just single spiders with the 2 particle beams, so little volume fire. And then 8 Scarabs. So just a lot of stuff all over the board. All of it's OBSEC. The warriors are double OBSEC. And got several ways to bring them back. Native reanimations. You've got the Res Orb, the Relic one in your command phase. And then you also have that sweet Canoptic Reanimator. So that means 2 things are getting 4-up reanimations. So you put it on one warrior blob, and then the other one that gets damaged, you can either use the strat to switch the Reanimator to it, or you can wait for the command phase and use the Relic Orb on that unit.
Not too shabby.
So a lot of ways to bring back models. It's just, there's a ton of OBSEC all over the board. I imagine that the terrain was really good, that there were small L's kind of central. So you're protected turn 1, move advance the Reanimator into the L, and then you just string back to it with the Warriors. I assume the Reanimator is being used on the Warriors because it's really hard to string Scarabs back in these unit sizes. So the 3 Chronomancers give the 3 Scarab units the 5-up invul, and they just push up into the center of the board. The Warriors are the second layer, and they are probably layered where one unit is protecting, and they will get the Reanimator buff, and then the other one's behind. And if you don't have enough firepower, you've over-dedicated anti-tank, or you don't have a lot of OBSEC and can't contest the objectives, you just get run over on the primary.
So they're pretty good.
Yep, that's what I'm expecting happened here. Yeah, really cool list. A lot of stuff all over the board. Not as many mortals, but you do have access to that Tesla strat through the Voltaic Staff.
Were there any Catan there? Did I miss that?
No Catan.
Ah, good.
No Catan, no Silent King. Just Custom Dynasty and no Wraiths, which you usually see.
Look at that. That's a cool list. I like it.
It just went for number of wounds overall on the OBSEC, which I like. And obviously, if they start trying to whittle the Necron Warrior units down,
Resorb.
You got the Resorb potential, you got the reanimation potential, but you get the speed out of the warriors to help catch up with the scarabs if you need to.
Nice.
But not really going for damage here, but it can do damage with 60 Gauss Reaper models. So, cool. I like the list. And obviously it did very well, which is great because a lot of people have been down on the Necrons.
Goonhammer put Necrons as tier 3.
Tier 3, and then they win something.
Go immediately back up to tier 2. It's coming.
Are the Blade Guard an acceptable replacement to Terminators?
For me, no. I think that you could do an MSU style, but that's no longer a replacement. That is now a different style. If you're trying to do the same style, then the ability to deep strike and redeploy with Assault Terminators, or have guns with Relic Terminators, or just have 1-ups in cover, or 1-ups and then 0-ups in cover, I think is irreplaceable. I think that anything you do with Blade Guard in a Dark Angels list is going to be an inherently different army and not a replacement. It's still good, but it's not a replacement.
So what would you do to fix Dark Eldar? We went through that a little earlier, but
I don't have enough strength to do it again.
The main fixes are the Succubus, the trait gets fixed, just not additional attacks, please.
Yeah, please not additional attacks. Or put a cap on it.
Put a cap.
Like to a maximum of
3.
I would give her 5.
The Necron Mephrit strat is max 3 mortal wounds. Get out of here. It's max 3 extra attacks. That's actually reasonable, though.
No, 28. Max of 28 extra
max
attacks.
28. Perfect. Gotta have Drukhari broken.
Absolutely.
Gotta get people buying these models.
They did. That worked on me, too.
He's working on John right now.
Not proud of that, but here we are.
Then the detachments and how command points work with the...
Yeah, both of those things I'm very unhappy with.
Fix those.
Just bring it. Just do the same thing as every other army.
Yep.
And they can have their raiding force and they can have their little patrol stuff, but like everyone starts at 8 command points for triple patrol, and Dark Eldar start at 14. Keep them to 12 at a minimum. Like what's a penalty for other people should not be a bonus for them.
Yep.
So just keep that to 12. Fix how you mix detachments because that is insane.
And then Liquefier Rags change Dark Technomancer to 1s to wound.
1s to wound, not 1s to hit. If there is a downside, I don't mind them hitting hard. It just, again, I don't like here's things for free with no downside. I don't like that at all.
Why is Brad Chester so good? He's just so darn smart.
It's actually, the secret is his hidden bald spot. He likes to wear an Ohio State cap.
That's John getting personal here.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Which is interesting because he's apparently more ashamed of the bald spot than Ohio State University, which is it's hard to imagine. But that's where the power is stored.
Somebody clip this for Mr. Brad
Absolutely.
Chester.
Send that his way.
John Lennon is going to get a fistful of things.
No, just a fist.
There's
nothing
just
in
a
it.
fist.
It is clenched.
Next live event. And that will probably be a team event where Brad will be on our team.
Absolutely. Knocked out round 1. Great.
Brad will play both John's and his list.
Mm-hmm. 2 Space Marines, why not?
There's a mention about your D. McCarran list in the tier list they modified a few weeks ago. John.
You know what? I'll accept it. D. McCarran's forever. D. McCarran's forever. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Scrap building some terrain while watching you guys. Excellent. What kind of terrain are you building? Do love to see that. Mm-hmm. Is anybody impressed with this ghost skill?
You know what? I'm impressed that you're painting a ghost skill.
It's not good. I'm not using it in the list on Thursday, but it's one of the few Tau models I don't have a fully painted one.
Yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah, it's a very cool model.
Yeah, I do like it, actually.
Good skill.
I have to ask, what was the username of whoever asked about Brad? Because I honestly assumed it was Brad asking, but if it's not, this is even better.
No, I don't think it was Brad.
It wasn't Brad? Son of a gun.
It was clown mode.
It was clown mode? Oh my god.
Unless Brad was clown mode this entire time and rips off the mask.
I would die. It's been Brad the whole time just clowning on us.
So Richard, I have some questions about your Tau list. Why are you running the bodyguards instead of the regular crisis? Great question. First of all, the leadership, I know people are joking about the leadership, but that +1 leadership does genuinely help. They also have the bonding knife on every model because there's no sergeant. So auto-passing on 6s doesn't matter what the model is. Those are just nice bonuses. Mm-hmm. But the real reason is the bodyguard role is actually still amazing. Being able to protect your commander's late game, stick them out on an objective, and they just soak up damage on the bodyguard unit.
When Nick charged the Triumph in, I was like, oh my god. I know this isn't going to work. And he's just like, so if I kill the commander, it'll change my consolidates.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this isn't real. This isn't happening.
Now, this bodyguard rule will almost certainly change to the new updated 9th edition version that other boxes have
That's
gotten.
still pretty good.
But that's even better, honestly.
Oh man, I'm excited for Celestians to get the new bodyguard rule.
But there's a lot of cool things in the game right now that can do tricky mortal wounds. Like John's Dark Angel's Bomberless, which we haven't seen.
Yep.
I can just drop a bunch of mortals, and I can be like, I'll pass those to the bodyguards. That's not killing
those going straight on the crisis suit.
Yeah.
Let's pick 2 of those boys up.
I'm going to pop 5 of Feel No Pain.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, but I can't pop it in the movement phase.
Ha!
When you're targeted in shooting or in the fight phase, you can do 2 CP, 5 of Feel No Pain on the crisis unit.
Against...
It's a force.
Oh, that's right. God, I forgot about that one.
I haven't used it just because I had wasted CP on breachers in both those games.
Yeah.
No more. I've gotten rid of the 10-man breacher squads because I'm like, no.
You keep.
I keep wasting 3 CP minimum on breachers, and that could have been put into the crisis unit and would have been so much better.
Yeah.
So if I had the 2 CP 5 of Feel No Pain that turn, I would have at least
had something
left. Yeah. So
I'm with it.
Yeah, I took away the temptation to let breachers. I love breachers so much; they're so cool.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But they don't do damage.
Nope. No, they do not.
They try though.
Like the stats are good, they just never do it.
They just never do it. I'm heinously below average.
Yeah, like I've done the math. I'm like, you know what? This is
worth
respecting.
I rolled the 20 shots and it was 2 hits. This feels great.
This again. Yeah.
Great. Good thing I spent 2 CP to double shoot this unit. Working on my Chaos Space Marines with an Iron Warrior color scheme while watching. John's going to be proud.
You know what? Iron Warriors are my favorite Chaos subfaction, just in general. That's not just Chaos Space Marines, that's Chaos in general. Iron Warriors would be an army that could make me play Chaos. If they had interesting rules...
It's heresy.
You know what?
John,
yes.
Please see your local Inquisitor, which is me.
So I actually played So hold on. I have a 30k army, which I don't use very often
I'm
anymore.
getting the bolt pistol ready.
But I played a loyalist Iron Warriors army, because you could make armies loyal versus heretic. So I played a post-Istvan loyalist splinter of Iron Warriors that wasn't really around. And they're not as good as Trader ones, but I played them as loyal. And I like Iron Warriors. Forgive me.
Get the Dawnblade.
No!
The Dawnblade! Cut him up. Funnily enough, the Dawnblade's a Chaos Sword.
Yeah, exactly. Commissar's coming for you.
Just doing a simple 2-story build with some foam, balsa wood, first time trying it, so it could be a disaster, but
it could be
great. We believe in you and cannot wait to see that. So
absolutely.
Feel free to share pictures on our Instagram or any social media. Love to see
Twitter, Reddit. We do have a subreddit.
What do you think about what do you think you should start with first when starting an AdMech army? Waiting for the Codex at this point.
Okay, let's say you want to get started right now.
You want to get started right now, you get their Start Collecting box because it's actually great value. You get a Tech Priest in there, you also get infantry, and you get a tank.
Yeah.
Which could be the Dune Rider or the Scorpius Disintegrator.
I wouldn't build a tank yet, but I would build the infantry.
Yep.
Just get some basic dudes.
Yeah. I would
get 2 of them.
Yeah, I would get 2 Start Collectings.
The odds that neither the Scorpius tank or the Dune Rider is good is pretty low.
Yeah.
And just having infantry and troops is never bad.
Can we go back to the Dune Rider being heinously cheap? 70 coins? That'd be great.
How much is it now? 100. I said 100.
Flat 100. It's overpriced. But I would like it to go
more
back
than
to
a Chimera.
80.
I think 85.
Or they make it open topped.
No.
Let's make it open topped and let's let Corpuscari just shoot out of that thing.
No.
Yes.
Just make it
They won't have buffs inside, John. Come on.
Care.
But then there could be a 1 CP strat where if a unit's in a transport, it benefits from all the aura abilities.
I would kill you.
Yes.
No.
That's what we need.
85 points.
We need more exceptions to the general rules of this game.
You sound like a Drukhari player.
I sound like Games Workshop, John.
That's true. That does sound like something they would do. I don't trust that.
OBSEC is supposed to be a special rare thing for troops. What if your whole army could get it if they're within 6 of this model?
Or what if they could just get it for being Necrons?
Don't talk about that.
What if they FAQ it so only core units get OBSEC?
Yeah, I would see that happening. You cannot have nice things. Question, why is Brad Chester so smart? It starts with how handsome he is, and then it gets to how smart he is. He has a beautiful brain.
He does have a beautiful brain.
It's a beautiful mind.
He is a beautiful mind.
There's layers going on.
Yep. Richard said the right thing to get me to agree.
Got to have some terrain built for my first ever 40k game with my Silent King Necrons against my brother Space Marines in Deathwatch.
Good
Great
luck.
news. Silent King does love picking up Space Marines.
No, he doesn't.
Especially their characters.
What?
He likes maxing out Code of Combat by himself.
That never even happens.
That happens all the time.
Nope.
What would you substitute the Remora stealth drones with? I don't have the Forge World models. That's tough because I feel like they're essential to my list. And that's why I went up to 4 of them.
I do like 4.
But right now, you don't really want to... You're not running 40 drones anymore. So you're not protecting suits if they're out in the open as much. Like, if they have random anti-tank guns you can pass off, that's fine. But you need to deal with the anti-tank guns so that you're not doing that every single turn. So... you don't really have the drones to do that, and your drones really want to be board control. They want to get engaged on all front points. They want to do move blocking, whatever it is, screening your backfields. So what you want is to keep the drones alive for the late game. To prevent your crisis unit from ever getting charged easily, you want the grav drone combo with the stealth Remoras. Because there's not a lot of scary charge units in the game right now that have fly. There's a couple, and there's armies like Blood Angels that just do that.
Yep.
But if they're doing that, then you can play differently. You can move block with other things like the Breachers or the Devilfish. But against a lot of these hard-hitting MSU combat armies, like Drukhari,
a lot of fly.
you don't want a bunch of Remoras in front of... They don't want a bunch of Remoras in front of your Crisis unit.
Nope.
They're not getting charge moves around there with the Grav Drone hanging out. So I think this is essential defense against armies like that. So if the Crisis unit shoots every turn, you're pretty much crippling most armies in the game.
Yeah,
certainly their OPSEC units, which is really the main concern, is get rid of their OPSEC. And after that's done, you can kind of outnumber them, bully them on objectives. So I definitely think the Remoras, unfortunately, are kind of crucial. What you could do instead is run more Pathfinder units, but I hate that because they're so expensive. And the Grav Drones can die easier, just because if your opponent has fast units, they can potentially get behind air. If they have any indirect fire, they could potentially pick off the Grav Drones. So the Remoras combine the defense and airborne, and they can also late game give you really nice engage on all front points. But if you saw the game against Death Guard, I actually move blocked the objectives with the Remoras. Because, like I said, not a lot of aggressive armies have fly units that just want to charge into Remoras. And you can leave them within 6 of the Crisis unit to get the Buddy Overwatch going.
Yeah.
So I actually think they are crucial to my build. So sorry. However, if you're going to have random burst cannon bits around, you're going to have random Tau pieces, get a drone top, or 2 of them, and just basically combine 2 drones together, add some wings on it, and the burst cannon sticking out, and 2 missiles down below, and you're good.
I think what you would want to do, and this is really getting it deep into the conversion weeds, is get a crisis suit. Take off the legs. Put the backpack thrusters where the legs are. Replace the head with the drone, and then slap some small wings on it. Put it on a flyer stone. Have a little hovering crisis body suit drone. If it just looks distinctly different from everything else, is about the same size. That works.
And it has the right weapons.
Yeah, and of course, slap 2 burst cannons on it.
Yeah, I would do a conversion for them, because Tau have tons of bits on all their sprues, and you should be able to get the weapon bits.
Or what if you ever bought a bunch of honestly, you could buy a Skyray, build the Devilfish out of it, and then use the Skyray top to make a Remora.
Yeah, you could do that. The Skyray top is probably just as long as that.
About the same size, honestly. Now that I'm looking at it,
roughly the same. Working on Emperor's Children Obliterators right now. Music to Nick's ears. He does love Obliterators.
Nick, you know what? Nick has not been forced to play Obliterators in a while. I would like one of the mats to rectify the situation.
Yes. Gauss Pylon Shield Your Flyers or Heavy Locust Destroyers. Oh, not Corey with these spending CP to get extremely expensive units.
Corey's all about it.
Corey, why you do this? I can't wait for your Gauss Pylon +2 Tesseract vaults.
That's coming soon.
That's coming.
Or just do one of each of the Silent King.
One of each of the Silent King. At least the Silent King can get Code of Combat points for you. I will share some of my Crab Beach Tyranids I painted in the last 3 weeks for the Instagram. Well, cannot wait to see
Crab? That. Oh my goodness. I love Crab Tyranids so much. Are they the coconut crab style?
I think they're the coconut crabs. Seen the new GSC image from the Warhammer community?
I
Rumor
have.
Engine? What do you think?
I am ready. So that looks like it's someone holding it's like the primer for like a demo charge. It looks like the button you push to set off the charge. So I'm hoping that is someone on the back of a new vehicle or it's a new kit. I'm hoping that it's not a character. Genestealer Cult has enough characters. Give me more units. I don't know what that'll look like. I don't really care. Something. Like we have walking dudes, we have dudes on bikes, and we have big dudes. Those are our infantry stuff, and I like all of those. Those are all great. I want something else. Just a new type of dude. Dudes with a new weapon. I don't care what it is.
Build a flying crew boat with the burst cannons. Done.
Oh my god, flying crew boat. Okay,
get a Crutox Rider.
Think of like Revenge of the Sith, like the things that the Wookiees were flying in Kashyyyk. It's like a flying catamaran with an air propeller. Yeah. Think of like a redneck airboat with like crew inside. That's your Remora. Done. Oh my god. Oh, you know what would be good? Get the Age of Sigmar Ripperdactyls.
There we go.
And you take the skinks and you turn them into crew. And then you like work on the heads. They're already very avian, but like give it some quills on the head so that it's a crew bird. And you strap 2 burst cannons underneath.
And the 2 missiles.
And 2 missiles.
Perfect.
Done. I'm gonna play crew. That's so good.
Converted crew tower.
Ripperdactyl, Crudidactyls?
Yep.
Come on. Crudactyl. That's the best. Someone else needs
I'm converting Lord Croak to be the Riptide with the Ion Accelerator.
100%. That new Lord Croak model.
I know you're a big fan of Lizard.
I am a big fan. That is I want to get the paint.
Age of Sigmar. Whoever designs the models there, they know what's up.
They do. They are so good.
Current Dark Eldar versus Leviathan. Who would win?
Depends on the mission being played. Bottom line.
9th edition missions.
That's hard. I'm not willing to bet against Leviathan. I'm really not.
We saw them beat Ynnari, the LVO winning Ynnari.
I think Leviathan pulled it out.
Probably.
Chaplain Dreads.
Oh, the Chaplain Dreads.
Don't forget the Chaplain Dreads.
The Leviathan you can't deal with. It just picks up what it wants.
Yeah.
Everything Overwatching.
They cannot kill the Leviathan still.
No.
Dark Lances ain't enough. Like, I'm sorry, Chief. That ain't it. No, I think Leviathan still takes it.
I think so. The Succubus is enough.
And like, okay, yes, but having a Feel No Pain as your main defense really helps because the Feel No Pain doesn't proc extra attacks.
Yeah.
I don't care if I fail saves, it's the Feel No Pains. No, and like, I think Dark Eldar are broken, but I don't think they're Leviathan. Like, just to be clear, like we're complaining about it because 9th has been very well balanced up to this point, but like, this is not anything the game
hasn't
old Iron Hands. This isn't old Iron Hands. This isn't the Space Marine Codex when it dropped. This is the closest since that point that we've gotten. Yeah. So, like, you know, I'm getting a little nervous.
It's still not.
It ain't bad.
It's not what we want.
It's not what we want. But it's not as bad as Leviathan.
However, if you want to see us put on the tabletop, if you were one of the top 2 super chatters, you can make it happen. We've done some of these legacy matchups before. You could tell us the criteria you want.
God.
I ran Leviathan into Nick's LVO winning Ynnari list and ended up taking it. So we would be happy to make it happen.
Is our front door just open?
Is Nick letting the wasps in again?
I will kill him. If this front door is open.
John and I had a whole wasp adventure because Nick left the door open. Is it open? It's open? The entire front door is just open thanks to Nick. That's how you know when he's back, though. I would happily play Leviathan again. I'd have to relearn the rules because it's been so long. Nick's trying to justify the door being open. This is awesome. You love to see it, folks. Oh, John, tell us.
Front door is open. I don't know what to say. Nick didn't think that the front door was open. He's like, it's not. I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this, buddy. Like, it is.
I don't know how to break the news.
You just peek your head around the corner. Yep, that's the front door open. It's like 6 inches open, but like that's enough for the wasps.
All right, John. What do we have coming up? Tomorrow,
oh my goodness.
And in the weekend.
Woo! We have so many games.
All the games.
So many games.
You know how much you love the games.
Yeah, folks, tune in. Just set a reminder, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Put it on your calendar. Set it to recurring alarm. We're just doing this for the next 4 days. Next 4 days, 4 more games. We've got Dark Angels into Dark Eldar tomorrow. Winner moves on to the semifinals.
Can John take down the Dark Angels? Can he do? Take down the Drukhari.
We're gonna give it a good old college try.
Can he take
I
down
do
the
have a
Drukhari?
ton of guns in that list. It is not impossible. It is not insurmountable. We're gonna try to make it happen. Next up, after that, I'm going again. Me versus Nick. 2 games.
Yep.
I'm getting one of them. My Custodes into Nick's Sisters of Battle. That's a game I'm excited about. He's not ready for the Mana Cores.
He's not.
He's like, I can just Miracle Dice. I'm like, yeah, that's like 2 saves a turn. Take 9. Mana Core time. Boom, 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 boom. He's gonna like auto pass the damage 3 things, then the Hunter Killer's gonna sneak in like, pow. It's gonna be great. Then after that, semifinals, Richard Siegler's Mech. This is on Saturday, taking on either something dark.
Yep.
Something dark.
Either Dark Angels or Drukhari.
Eldar, something dark. And then after those Friday and Saturday games, winner of each, Sunday,
The
finals. I'm excited.
All of it on the line.
All of it on the line.
play
King of the Stream House. Who's it going to be? I'm ready to defend my title.
Yep.
Hopefully I can get to play on
Nick
Sunday.
already did the no. He put the TR on.
No, he didn't.
It's
No, he
it's
didn't.
in his RTT video.
What?
He did the no.
Nick is not gonna win this
The Drukhari
tournament.
are going down.
Oh my god.
John will get to beat both the Drukhari and the sisters. Knock Nick out of this event.
I'll do it myself. Oh my god. That is like, Nick doesn't really do sports. But like, you don't touch the trophy before the championship game.
He has done it once before. It was in a game, a best of 7 at Star Realms. Nick was up 3-0 over Mark.
In a best of 7, first to 4, he was up 3-0, and he started bragging.
Mark turned the hat around.
Yep.
Got into serious mode and did the reverse sweep.
4-0. Oh my god, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Nick also committed to sin the last Dreamhouse RTT. Final match. We're going in right before the game. He just puts on the crown. I'm like, Nick, you haven't won this yet. He's like, I know, but like, I'm gonna. Puts it on. He did not.
He did not.
He did not.
Denied.
He was denied. I had no tolerance for that. We put Nick in his place.
So,
put the crown on.
Put the crown. You're gonna have to go back and
hubris.
watch that video just for emphasis.
Oh my god, we're taking Nick down. This is not tolerable. Dark Angels are gonna I'm gonna roll so many 6s. He's gonna cry. Unacceptable.
And then finally, tomorrow as well, in the War Room, we have my updated tau list into Nick playing Drukhari Harlequins. He's trying out a suit build that he thinks is very powerful in consideration for Dallas. So
yeah, that's going to be
tune
really
in
good.
to check those games out. So many games, so much content. If you're just joining us, or if you haven't checked it out, we are also running a Gleam campaign with over $3,000 worth of prize support from Art of War and all of our sponsors. There's a long list of prizes in there, but exclusive coaching calls, war room access, we got table war mats, 3d6 objective markers, we've got a mega paint set and some wet palettes from the Army Painter. We have Golden Globe Gaming has donated a $100 gift voucher for a character model, get a really beautiful character model, and then
I want one of those.
Big Bear 3D with an exclusive terrain set, and then Warfire Minis with a Dominus box and some gift vouchers as well. Tons and tons of stuff. Also be on the lookout for Art of War merchandise, which is going to be available through our website and through Warfire Minis very soon. Look forward to mugs and mouse pads. We're going to have objective mats, t-shirts. We're going to do all sorts of exclusive ones. So if you like Nick's face with that sister's hair,
oh my god,
you're going to get an exclusive objective mat with that. We're going to do a limited run of that.
That's going to be super fun.
Things. So definitely check all of that out, and we cannot wait to see you in these stream games. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets.
Gotta tell the pets. Tell the Crew Docs Rider.
Tell all the Crew Docs that you can find. Crew mercenaries are welcome on this channel. Thank you so much, everybody, and we will hopefully see you next time.
Bye.